Hello guys, welcome back to Beyond the Realms, and today I am joined by Krazy Jay.
Hello.
How goes it?
Oh, it's great, great, great. How are you?
Doing awesome, man. It's been a long time since we've had a review here on Beyond the Realms. It's been a long time since you and I have done a review together, so figured, hell, why not, man? Let's bring this back in action here with a co-review. And today we are going to be reviewing The Collective Volume 6 from JABB Pictures. Yes, indeed, which we have, well, I have reviewed all of the collectives here on Beyond the Realms in one form or another, and you've joined me for, was that Volume 4, I think?
Yeah, 4 or 3.
3 or 4, I think. Yeah, you were in on one of those at least.
Yeah.
But this one, you know, if you're not familiar with the collective, it's 10 filmmakers that make a short film based on a certain idea. They've had, you know, one based on a box. What's some of the other ones? I know the zombie one. Yeah, and then
All women filmmakers.
Yeah, all women filmmakers. And this one deals with what scares the filmmaker. It's based on fear. So it's basically whatever is scary to the filmmaker, they've made their short film about that, which that's pretty cool because you got a lot of unique things going on with this one.
Oh yeah, very interesting.
Yeah, a lot of different things. This premiered this past July at Days of the Dead. We were there, and you actually saw some of it during the premiere, right?
Yeah, I was there for about half of them.
Yeah, it happened like right as soon as we got there. That's why I didn't get a chance to get in and see it, but you know, got the screener copy in. I checked it out today, and yeah, Krazy. So you're not familiar with some of these, right? And it's been a little while since you've watched it, right?
Yeah, it's been a few weeks since I watched it.
Well, that's cool. Yeah, so I'm fresh, man. I just watched it today, so we'll go ahead and get started here. I took some notes of from each one. The first one I watched was from Consequence Pictures called Speeches, and this one, you know, was it's basically about the fear of doing public speaking. Like there's this thing at the beginning. It talks about like so many people out of so many people are, you know, they would rather die than have to do public speaking. So I mean, it's basically about this guy that's haunted by a loss that he suffered and the stress of doing public speaking.
Yeah, I remember some of that one. That one was very interesting.
Yeah, I thought it was shot really cool, man. I love the way it was shot. I thought it looked great and everything. You know, I thought it was a good entry myself.
Yeah, it was beautifully shot. I like that.
Yeah. Next up was one from Jarrett First called Edible Love. Do you remember this one?
No, not off the top of my head.
It's like this woman that's talking. She's sitting on a couch talking about fear, and it shows her getting raped. Like this one, man, I wasn't real sure what the guy was going for with this, and honestly, it just wasn't my type, man. I didn't really get into this one, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I don't really recollect that one. I mean, it's that it doesn't sound as familiar as I remember kind of liking it, but it didn't stick out as much as some of the others.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel. I mean, it just wasn't for me. That one was. I don't. I mean, I'm sure some people might like that one, but I don't know. I didn't care for that one too much. Next up was from Mostly Harmless Pictures called Play Me, which we briefly just talked about before we started filming this. You want to tell what this one's about, Krazy?
Oh yeah, about this woman waking up, going about her day, and being like basically like stalked by this guy in her house.
Yeah.
And it like escalates from there. And this one stuck out to me.
Yeah. It did for me too, man. And this one starts out in black and white, and then once, like, I guess, yeah, I hate to just go ahead and say it, but there's really no way around it. It's hard with short films. But once the torture scenes start, it kicks in it switches to color, and there's a very happy song playing during this entire scene. It kind of reminded me of like Last House on the Left.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. And man, the effects in it are amazing.
Yeah, really incredible, very believable effects. You
That was
got.
done by Brian Williams and Ellie Church.
Is that who it was? Okay, I didn't have that
Yeah,
wrote down, but yeah, there's like a fucking cheese grater to the head and everything in this, man. There's some wild stuff.
yeah, man. Once that end comes, it's like whoa.
Yeah, that one definitely.
I like the build up to that.
Yeah, I agree, man. I agree, it's another one that's shot very well. There's a lot of different cuts in it. It only stays on a certain thing for a couple minutes and cuts to another part, and it was all edited together very well. But yeah, I agree, man. This one was one that really stood out for me too on this collective.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite entries on this one.
Yeah. Next up was Insomniac by our friend Jeremy Cruz from Toe Tag Pictures. This one was also in black and white. It's basically about this woman who can't sleep, and you follow this woman during her nightly bloodlust, I guess we could say, without spoiling too much. And this one was shot entirely with an iPhone, which is very interesting.
Oh yeah, man, and I really love this one too.
Yeah, and it's cool because I like how he degraded some of the footage too. And like made it look really fucking
Dirty.
Rough and dirty. Yeah, it fit the feel of it, I thought, and I really like the score to this one too.
I did too. Oh yeah, and our friend Justin Faust is in this one.
Okay, yeah, that's right, he is, isn't it? And Danny too plays the killer. She's the
Danny Hinks.
Yeah, really good one.
Great work.
Yeah, next up, Spiral Filmworks. I'm not sure on the name of this one. This one is another one to me that was just kind of so-so. This has a guy that's like a religious fanatic. He's in this room, and he's like the first thing I thought was, oh my God, it's Lane Staley as a killer.
That's what I thought too.
It looks like Lane Staley as a killer. He's got this cross on the wall, and this woman tied to the cross, and there's like all this religious sayings all over the wall, and he's like singing these songs in a very like hillbilly type style. I really didn't know what was going on with this one, man. This is another one I don't know.
Yeah, I was a little iffy on that one. He seemed like a Westboro Baptist Church guy.
Yeah. I guess the fear was, religious fanatics. I don't know, which I could see that. Yeah, exactly. Next up was from Quattro Venti Scott, Security Violation. Which,
oh yeah, this one was interesting.
Yeah. This one shows a guy, it's basically a home invasion. I mean, I took this one as the fear of having a home invasion, which, man, that is a scary thought.
Oh yeah, man, and the director and writer Cameron, he like got wrapped up in and he acted in it too. He's the one who got wrapped up in the end and stuff. And
yeah.
Oh man, and I asked him about that. I was like, man, that's I couldn't do that. I'm claustrophobic, and like seeing that made me uncomfortable.
Yeah. Yeah, man, this one, I really liked the intruders' masks in this. They were very unique looking, and they stood out to me. I mean, they're simple, just like plastic masks, but they stood out to me, man. I really liked the mask design in that.
I did too. They were very interesting.
Yeah, one of them was like this, like kind of like rotted skull face or some shit. But yeah, I really enjoyed that one. Next up was Well Hung Pictures, and theirs was called Trepidation.
Was that the one with the couple?
Yeah, this one looked like a really old, worn-out VHS tape. It had a cool look to it, and I think that's what they were going for. Because when I saw that, I was thinking, man, that's kind of cool. And then there is a part in this with some VHS tape, so I think it was pretty obvious that's kind of what they were going for. Do you remember this one very much?
Yeah, I remember that one. It was a nice homage to that era, too.
Yeah, and it's like deals with, a ghost haunting. But this one, man, the ending, I don't know if I was just sidetracked or what, but I didn't really get the ending to this one. It just kind of ended. I wasn't really sure.
That's what I thought, too. I didn't really understand it.
Yeah, it was anticlimactic. I'm not sure what happened there at the end, but overall pretty cool.
Yeah.
Next up is Liberty or Death Productions. This is another one I didn't catch the name to. I'm not sure if they had one, but this was like a carjacking.
Yeah, I remember that, and drug out. They drove out to the hole or whatever.
Yeah, yeah, and he was going to bury him there. And you know, the thing I didn't understand with this is right off the bat, why in the hell did the guy even pull over? I mean, it's basically just two guys driving. You got a split screen. The guy that does the carjacking tells this guy in the car to pull over, so he just like looks at him. And he pulls over. The guy gets out of the car, and the guy's just watching him come up to his passenger side, and the guy just gets in with a gun. It's like if he had a gun held on him telling him to pull over, they didn't show that part. So I'm like, why did he even pull over? And then when this guy starts walking up to your car and you're out in this country road by nowhere, why in the hell would you just stay there? Go.
Run him over.
Yeah. This one was okay.
Yeah, I thought it was all right too.
Next up was Graphic 13 called Skeleton. This dealt with like this mysterious figure in a skeleton mask that like haunted this family. It was kind of reminding of like an old school like monster movie or something. Like just it was like like a ghostly skeleton figure. Had some cool camera work in it and some cool effects, I thought.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. And Eric Schneider, he makes some fun movies like on these.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah, he's worked on several of these, I believe, hasn't he?
He's been on 2, 5, this one.
Yeah.
I'm sure. I think 4 also.
I think the first one too, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that's
Graphic
right.
13 Pictures. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. But last but not least, the one I wanted to talk about last, and it sucks, we've only got 4 minutes left here on our time. But JABB Pictures, I Am No One. This one fucking blew me away, man. And honestly, I think that this is the best thing JABB Pictures have done since the very first thing they did, Spike. This was amazing.
Yeah, I really liked that one. It was like you said, man bites dog kind of. It had like a meta commentary.
Yeah, it starts off and it says, this is not based on a true story. This is all, words on the screen. This is not based on actual events. And then it says this is based on real people or something like that. It's really cool, but it's this guy talking. It's a shot of downtown Chicago. He's talking about, there's another little writing on the screen where it says, Hoover is saying like he was out and he saw this guy buying $326 worth of porno. And he asked if he said he was a horror filmmaker and asked if he could film. And that guy said, that stuff sucks. I'll show you real horror. So it's basically following this serial killer around as he tells what he does. And then at the end, man, it's pretty intense. And actually our good buddy Brandon Hardesty, which has been on Beyond the Realms here a few times, has a cameo in this short too.
Yeah, that's a very effective short and very disturbing too.
Yeah. Really awesome, man. I just thought the way it was shot, the way he did it, the way he edited it all together, this was very, very good, man. Very, very impressive. I just really, this one stood out the most to me by far. And I'm not just saying that because it's JABB Pictures and it's their movie, because in other ones, as you'll hear, there's certain ones that JABB has done on other entries that I didn't care for. The one they did on the zombie one, I didn't get it. That was one where I didn't get. So I'm not just saying that to say it. This is really an awesome entry. I loved it. And bravo, JABB Pictures, for doing this one. You have anything you want to add, Krazy? We're running real short on time. You got any last words?
I thought this was another great entry into the collective series. All around. Great job to all the filmmakers.
Yeah, I totally agree.
More.
Yeah, and there is going to be more, right?
Yeah,
more coming up. More. Yeah, that's what I thought. So yeah, another awesome collective. I think all 6 of these have been really, really good. You can always, like I've always said, man, there's something for everybody on all of these, and I love. Once again, I have to say, I love how Hoover brings all these people together. And gives them a place, gives them a platform and a voice to be heard, and a place to be seen by putting them on these and putting these out at these conventions, screening them at different places. It's really awesome. So guys, pick up the Collective Volume 6, JABBPictures.com. It's really awesome. So yeah, Krazy, thanks a lot for joining me once again. Thank you, Hoover, for the screener. Appreciate it, man. And check out Collective Volume 6, guys. So that is it for now. We both appreciate you watching. Have a good one, guys. Later.